Hello again, people. Right, I don't want to labour too much on this band, but I do want to show you what I think, if memory serves me correctly, SonicR used to look for. But regardless, you can see clearly what we are looking for anyway. It shows us a trend reversal. So here is just a random point in the gold chart. That's the downtrend. This is around about the US Open time, and then we've got the trend reversal: low, high, higher, low, higher, high. This is what Sonic DJ was looking at. SonicR is the close above the band, and that's what the line chart or the one EMA set to one period. That's the one period EMA. That's all it is really, a line chart set to close, and that shows us prices closed above the band, then we get the pullback, then we get the continuation. That effectively is your pop, pullback. Whoops, alerts going off all over the place, apologies. Pop, pullback, or bust, pullback, break and close. And there you go, price took off. And you'll notice also that when you get the initial pop up, you will have a valid trend in place. That then is swing 1, 2, 3, 3 candle reversal. Then we get the pullback, and that's swing 4. Now, I don't often mention this, but you'll notice this quite a lot, that you draw that ascending trend line, and then you will have to wait for another valid ascending trend line. In other words, that will have to be broken by price there, which makes this valid, and that is when we get our entry. So be aware of that. It's a little nuance that I don't often mention, but it can often stop you having to suffer this drawdown here. So we'll look for another one. This looks like a possible contender here. We've already, you're pre-qualifying your potential trend reversal because you're drawing your descending trend line. Line charts, as you know, I love. Your ribbon is pushed down, and you'll probably find over on the left-hand side the ribbon has met some other area of support there as well. The ribbon is good for that. And then you can watch your trend forming. You can actually draw your ascending trend line. This is gradually ascending there. That's the pop up above the band. Probably see that closer with the candles. There you go. A close above the band, if memory serves me correctly, is Sonic's trigger to start looking for a trade. That's often combined with your bust. Then you get your pullback, which you can see there, and then you get your break and close above the high of the bust bar. That's important. Green, red, green. You do want that. And as you can see, there's the 3CR combined with that, and then still a little bit of messing about, but it's broken critically. It's closed above. We could draw a line on there, and that's the breakout. That's the trigger to go. It's still messed about a bit, but that's notorious. Gold is notorious for that anyway. So you have to increase your stops and everything for gold to cover for these games. Stops should always be way below old resistance that will potentially get tested as support, but by the time you're up here, all of this sort of stuff has been exhausted anyway. But we're concentrating on the dragon. Close above the band is your first trigger. Entry is the break above the close above the band. I hope that makes sense. So let's see if we can find another one. See if we can find one to the downside. That's not so clear. Look, it's not quite close below the band, but we can see there's the ascending trend line, there's the descending trend line, there's the curvature, as it were. So let's just assume that's a close below. He would have counted that as a close below, I think, because it clearly has closed below, actually. You can see that on there. And then the break with the 3 candle reversal to the downside, back through that low, and Bob's your uncle, price goes down. And you can see how it respects that 34 EMA as well. So Let's find another clear, you know, it's great for this. There's another one there, look. Tiny little break above, close above, there, closed above the line, and then it's pulled back, and then it's closed above the close above the line. Hopefully that makes sense. There's your bust, there's your pullback red bar, there's your break and close. That's why I loved this thing. It's been off my charts for years and years, over a decade probably. But what led me to this is that, you know, a young person on Twitter didn't understand what I'm doing on 3 candle reversals, and all it is just they are trends. A 3 candle reversal on the higher time frame is this trend here. You know who you are, and if you are watching this video, don't give up. Don't go flicking from different methods to different methods is my advice. Just concentrate on understanding what a trend is. Low, high, higher, low, break of that high is a new trend, and that's the valid trend line. And study the 3 candle reversals, all the basic videos, go back and study them. Maybe it might be worth writing notes and doing like others have done, and I have done in the past, covered my wall with chart patterns and stuff like that. Just don't give up, guys. It's well worth the effort. So let's have a look at another. Example there. There's a close above the level, low, high, higher, low, higher, high, and there's the that's the bust. There's the break and close. So, in my opinion, this really does clarify things. You don't get in too early. You might have considered getting in there with a bust and break, bust, pull back, break and close there. But look how this protected you. So it's got to have value, in my opinion. You know, I'm not suggesting everyone uses it, especially if you're an advanced trader, but if it makes life easy visually, then why not? You know, low, high, higher, low, higher, high. It's above the the sonic band, not rubber band. And then there's the trade, and look what happens. Absolutely takes off. You know, here's I just saw one to the downside there. There's a break below. If you got in there, you would have suffered drawdown. Then lo and behold, and you know, we have got that bust, pullback, break and close. You know, so this is what I noticed last night when I slung this thing back on my charts, is it's got, you know, that Sonic was I mean, I've got enormous respect for that guy anyway. I think he trades huge accounts now, but hopefully he's well. You know, break below, pull back, and then look what happens. And if we look at the alarms going off everywhere, sorry. If we look at the chart, it didn't go down a lot further, but these moves are still, and remember they work on every time frame, so there's still, that's a good 15 pips there. So here's another one. Don't know whether that was on the line chart a good example. There's the breakout through there, and it's just gone to the moon. There's your bust up, there's your pullback, there's your break and close, and then to the moon and back. There's your close through the line. It was a genius. Genius. There's your pullback, there's your continuation. Now, I studied this for a long time, added it to my charts, took it off, added it back, took it off, added it back, took it off. But I didn't have the 3 candle reversals in my armory, and I did not have the rsihisto in my armory. Now I have, look at that. And that's why actually I took that gold for 25 pips today, because I knew once it broke through here, it was going to go. So anything that improves our belief in price being ready to go is a good thing in my opinion. Look, here's one here, close below, pull back, continuation. So it is a good thing. It forces you to wait for possibly missing out this particular one here. Wait for the momentum to really build. Wait for the final, if you like, swan song, the final algorithmic flushing job, and then boom, the price has nowhere else to go. So I think it's got value. I think it's got real value for all of us. But if you're a novice trader, look, here we go. You know, sideways trend, high, low, lower, high, lower, low. By no means, you know, notice the bar is flat, the MA, should I say, and then it's finally closed below. So you're there with your finger on the trigger, waiting for uh, this momentum. 3 candle reversal, they are the best. I've talked about that many, many times. Through the 20 level, and price has just collapsed with no drawdown. What's not to like about that? There's the breakdown, the close below. I'm not sure of the value of this thing. It just confuses things. So possibly try and take that off my chart at some stage. But critically, there's the close below. There's the swan song. There's the super duper collapse of price. Okay, and once, just a quick reminder, when you're looking to the left, it's all about the trend reversal. It's all about high, low, lower, high, lower, low. That's the power move. That's when the bias has gone from longs to shorts. This is part of the upward process. It does want to be closed below, really, but it isn't as powerful as that's a swing. This is a massive trend and change of buying to selling. That's, you could call that the weak last hurrah of the buyers, you know, and this is the last hurrah, you know, second last hurrah. You know, they couldn't even get above that high. This is the first hurrah of the sellers. Sorry to use that silly analogy, but there you go. Let's just find one more example before we call it a day. There's the push up, there's the pullback, and there's the continuation. Not so strong as the other one, but it's a funny old time of day, that one, running up to the London Open. This one here, well, this one again, bit of a bad example, but these are huge moves on gold. So we've popped down, we've pulled back, we've continued. We've popped down with momentum, pulled back, and then we've continued. Tricky one, but I wonder what that did on the, yeah, not an enormous amount, but from there to there would have probably been the entry. Bad time of day, was only 6 pips, that one. But having said that, if you put your stop up above the support being tested as resistance, relatively tiny stop here, possible entry there. I always say on gold you've got to have a 30-40 pip stop in the least. So a 20 pip stop well above there would have been safe, and then you would have just perhaps gone to sleep, whatever time of day that is. There during the night, this is all the Asian session starting, and then you would have woken up to potentially a lovely trade. So, you know, times of day obviously make a difference with these things, but hopefully you've got the gist of this now. Look, close above, pull back. So all that is tricky there. Then it does a deep pullback, which I often say I like to see, and then we get the momentum 3 candle reversal above the 20 level, 3CR, boom, it flies. So always pick AAA plus trades, guys, and you can't go wrong. And then you've got all these continuation moves as well, which is another strategy altogether. But once again, you can easily, and I mean that's continuation because you can clearly see that's a downtrend there. You can clearly see we can still do the same old jobby, which is ascending, descending trend line. This moves into a curve to the downside, which you often get when you see a 1, 2, 3 higher, lower high. There's your pop down. There's a little pullback. There's your continuation. Huge momentum down. You would have probably wanted to get right in on that, and you probably wouldn't have been, you know, punished for it, as it were. Wouldn't have had to punish yourself because you can clearly see. And once again, guys, you know, these are resistance levels, but the most important one is the last one. Support, you know, when I say resistance, I mean, the resistance is on the way up, but that price has to break through. But there are also supports on the way down. You know, here, here, but they aren't as important as that one there, because you know buyers have run out. That's what you've got to remind yourself. A trend reversal is telling you that the trend has reversed, that the buyers have turned into sellers, and they're trying to get out of their positions here, and that's what's causing this massive drop. Okay, so thanks for watching. I hope the dragon, Sonic's dragon, does help you a little bit, and let me know if it does or doesn't. Okay, thanks for watching. Have a great day.